Howdy y'all and welcome. I hope everybody's doing well out there so far, and happy Weather Person's Day to me and all the weather people out there. Make sure you go out there and wish all the weather people out there a happy National Weather Person's Day, even though we're wrong pretty much all of the time. Now a little backstory behind National Weather Person's Day. If you can see this, basically it's been celebrated on February 5th for John Jeffreys' birth in 1744. Who is John Jeffreys? Well, he was one of the America's first weather observers. He began taking daily observations in 1774 and on a balloon in 1784. Today is recognized as a day to honor all meteorologists and weather people for their forecasts and services. So again, please go out there and thank all the weather people out there, because without them, we wouldn't have the forecasts we have nowadays. And as y'all most likely already know, that the groundhog predicted 6 more weeks of winter. Unfortunately, I know it sucks, but I think he is actually wrong, and I'll tell you why here in a little bit, as I think we're going to be coming into a slight warm-up here as we head into the end of the month. So let's go ahead and get right on into that. And I'll pull up the wording here by the Weather Prediction Center. I know this says February 4th, yesterday at 2:05. I'm sure they'll have one up this afternoon, but basically there's going to be another extreme cold event going on this weekend, unfortunately, up here in the Northeast. A significant cold outbreak will bring frigid temperatures and dangerous cold air to the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic this weekend. Coldest wind chills in the minus 30s are forecasted across the interior Northeast and New England. Very cold daytime temperatures will struggle to rise above the teens and single digits. Relief from this cold and a warming trend is forecast to commence by the beginning to middle of next week. There's also going to be some snow squalls and damaging winds as well. Over 50-mile-an-hour winds will be possible this weekend, and this will be on top of that cold air, so definitely prepare for this. I think this will be winter's last hurrah, but don't trust me on this, as of course we're still in wintertime, and of course that dumb groundhog predicted 6 more weeks of winter, unfortunately. So definitely stay safe and just brace for this winter chill, because I'm sure most of y'all, just like me, are sick of winter and want to give winter the middle finger, just like Tommy Milner gave the middle finger to that BMW driver, because you know BMW drivers are just total jerkwads. This pretty much sums it up. So let's go ahead and get into the temperatures of what we could expect. We'll get into the temperature anomalies as well to take a look at whether or not we'll be below or above average. Then I'll show you the expert guidance at the Climate Prediction Center. So let's go ahead and get into it here. As you can see today, this afternoon, pretty warm here in the central part of the country, all the way up here into Montana, but really pretty chilly here out east. And this warm air is actually going to be coming our way here very soon. We just got to get past these bone chilling temperatures, and I think we're going to be out of the woods. But we can see really today and tomorrow, still going to be really chilly here out east. Still going to be dealing with the negative temperatures here in the Northeast, as I showed earlier, that we're just going to be dealing with this chill all the way through this weekend. But I think after this weekend, we're going to be out of the woods. As you can see, the warm air is just creeping up further and further and further as we head out of the weekend and into the beginning of next week. We can see that warm air creeping up here into Indiana and into West Virginia, and it's going to be resulting in some melting as well, as there's still some snow on the ground here in southern Indiana, unfortunately. Every time I see that snow, I just want to take a blowtorch to it and just want to just torch the heck out of the snow, but I guess patience is a virtue, right? So we just got to be patient, because the fall is on its way and it's going to be well needed. So we can see that really we could come in on probably a couple more nights to where we could be below freezing and freezing our tokuses off, but really I think on average we head into the middle and end of the month, I think we're going to be coming back into this warm up, and I think we're going to be coming into what's called a pattern flip. As I actually rewind this and fast forward it, we can see that we're really going to be starting off the weekend really warm here out west, while we're going to be really cold out east. But I think we're going to flip as we head into the middle and the end of the month. We can see more of the country coming in on 60s and 70s, resulting in a big old thaw out after coming in on such bitterly cold air and some major snow and ice. And this is a major relief from what we've been dealing with here as of late. And before we get into the Climate Prediction Center's guidance, we can see here on the temperature anomalies, we can see clearly here that the eastern part of the country is coming in on well below average temperatures, while the central and western part of the country is coming in on well above average temperatures. Now, expect this pattern to flip as we head into the middle and especially the end of the month. We're going to be coming in on well above average temperatures as we near the Valentine's Day time frame. But of course, we could come in on maybe 1 or 2 days of below normal temperatures, meaning that we could be back into some freezing temperatures again. But not going to last too long though, because I think we're going to be back into some well above average temperatures as we head into the middle and end of the month, like I said earlier. So I think we just got to get past this weekend, y'all, and I think we're going to be out of the woods, and some relief is on the way finally. Winter can go ahead and get on out of here, and that groundhog is fired, like I said earlier. And for the first time in a long time, there is no hazards issued for risk of hazardous temperatures, so that is some very good news. And as we can see here on the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook by the Climate Prediction Center, we are heading into an above average temperature pattern, y'all. You can see well above average for much of us, really, unless you live up here in the Northeast. Heading on the next 8 to 14 days, the middle and end of the month, really much of the country is heading into a above average pattern, while the West Coast is going to be dealing with below average temperatures. Like I said earlier, going to be coming in on a pattern flip as we head into the middle and end of the month. So some relief is on the way. And speaking of the cold temperatures, it did get down into the near freezing range down there in South Florida and Miami, and even down there in the Bahamas. So that's some record-breaking stuff, and it resulted in some falling iguanas as well. So I think this winter is going to be one for the record books, that's for sure. And it can go ahead and get on out of here is all I can say. So let's go ahead and get into the precipitation. We can see that there is no risk of any hazards for the next 8 to 14 days. So it's looking like we could be heading into a quiet weather pattern. So let's go ahead and get into that, and then we'll get into the expert guidance here in a little bit. Now, as we take a look at the simulated radar, we can see today that we could be coming in on some pesky snow showers here in Michigan, Wisconsin, parts of Minnesota, and parts of the Northeast, dealing with a clipper system today and into tomorrow, unfortunately, on top of what already fell. And as we head into the weekend, of course, we're going to be dealing with some snow squalls and very gusty winds at that. You can see how close the isobars are together. Very gusty winds on top of some snow squalls, so it's going to be brutal up there in the Northeast this weekend. But once we head out of the weekend, it could be a little quiet here amongst the lower 48, except for some rain and snow showers here along the West Coast and Oregon, parts of Idaho, again, coming in on some snow showers. But overall, looking like much of the country is going to be a little quiet. Could be dealing with some lake effect snow in the Northeast. But as we enter next week, we could be dealing with some clipper systems here in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic regions. Could be dealing with some just dreary conditions here in the Ohio Valley and Northeast. So just prepare for that next week as we start to gradually warm up. Now, it's not going to be a instant warm up, but I think it's going to be a gradual warm up. We inch closer to the end of the month, and we can see that we're going to be dealing with just on and off system after system here as we head into the end of the month. As you can see, we could be dealing with some potential flooding and severe weather here in Kentucky and Tennessee as we head into the February 17th time frame. Now, this is over 300 hours out. Keep this in mind. Take this with a grain of salt. This can and will change between now and then, but if this holds true, we could be coming in on a very active weather pattern. Winds closer to the end of the month, which we'll take it. Better than dealing with a major snowstorm, right? I mean, we still could come in on that if the temperatures start coming back down again, but as I showed y'all earlier, we're going to be coming in on a gradual warm-up, which usually results in severe weather anyways. Usually once we deal with cold air and then we have warm air trying to knock it out, usually it's like a wrestling match between like a Roman Reigns or a Brock Lesnar where it's just none of them want to budge, and usually results in some severe weather in the process, which is what we're going to be dealing with here in the middle and end of the month as we come in on a pattern shift. And you can see, of course, here in the Mountain West, we'll be coming in on some significant snowfall out there. Now, this winter has been very unusually quiet in the Rockies, and it's looking like it's going to finally pick up out there as we head into the end of the month, which I guess good for those ski resorts out there, so go out there and enjoy those. And we can see here, as we head towards the end of the month, we're going to be dealing with what could be a couple systems, actually. We got this one, and then we got this one right here. Now, The placement of it's to be determined. There's definitely going to be some sort of system here in the mid-south somewhere where there could be severe weather here, maybe in Louisiana and Texas, and a backside blizzard maybe here in the central and potentially in the southern or northern plains. It just depends, but there could be a significant system as we head into the end of the month, which is really no surprise. As I said earlier, we're going to be in a temperature battle here as we head into the middle and end of the month, as we're going to be dealing with some cold temperatures here heading into this weekend, but then we're going to be warming up gradually, cooling back down again, and then we're going to be coming back into those warm temperatures again. So basically a roller coaster ride when it comes to temperatures, which usually results in a very active weather pattern. So now that we know there's really not much going on in the next 8 to 14 days, other than maybe some lake effect snow, clipper systems, maybe a couple storm systems that could result in severe weather here in Kentucky, Tennessee, in the mid-south, and maybe a backside blizzard here in the plains somewhere at the end of the month. Let's go ahead and take a look at the risk of heavy precipitation. We can see there's going to be a slight risk for this here from Arkansas all the way up into West Virginia and down here along the much of the west coast part of the country into the southwest. So could be coming into a very soggy weather pattern here at the end of the month, and a very snowy one here in the Mountain West, which is good for those ski resorts. If you have any out there, get out there and enjoy those. And before we get into the precipitation and snow totals of what we could be coming in on at the end of the month, let's go ahead and get into the precipitation outlook. You can see much of the country is coming in on well above average precipitation, especially down here in the southwest part of the country, but from southeast Louisiana and southern Texas all the way into Florida, really much of Florida is going to be dealing with below average precipitation. And I know there was some snowfall that happened down here in the west side of Florida, which is a sight for sore eyes. Usually y'all move down there to get away from the snow, but unfortunately it went down there and saw y'all, so that's unfortunate, but really none of it stuck, so that's some good news for y'all. Now the next 8 to 14 days, really much the same story, really heading into well above average precipitation here in Tennessee, Kentucky, southern Indiana, southwest and southern Ohio, and western West Virginia. So could be coming into a very soggy weather pattern here as we head into the middle of the month, as we're going to be in a roller coaster ride of temperatures, which could result in a couple storm systems here at the end of the month and some lake effect snow and clipper systems here out east as we head into this weekend. And we could be dealing with some major snowfall here in the Rockies. So now that I've blabbed enough about what we could expect the next couple of weeks, here is the precipitation totals of what we could expect of who will get in on the jackpot rain. Now keep in mind some of this could be snowfall, so keep that in mind, but it's looking like the Pacific Northwest is going to be coming in on this jackpot, as well as out here out east. I'll zoom in to show you all the exact locations here. We can see here from Arkansas all the way up here into Pennsylvania, coming in on roughly 2 to maybe 3 inches here in West Virginia. And of course, out west, Pacific Northwest coming in on the jackpot, could be coming in on close to almost 4 inches up here in northwest Washington. So definitely coming in on a lot of precipitation out there. And I will have a forecast on X and Facebook on Sunday for the Super Bowl. I know the Super Bowl's coming up, so prepare for that. And hopefully, whoever you're rooting for, hopefully your team wins. I don't really care at this point, but hopefully your team wins is all I'm trying to say here. As far as the snow totals go, well, this is actually some good news, I guess. Here in the Ohio Valley, no snow, which is good, but the Northeast coming in on the jackpot, as well as out here in the California mountains. I'll zoom in here to show y'all, but we can see close to 5 to 10 inches. And this is mainly going to be occurring this weekend though. And after that, no snow. Maybe some lake effect snow, but really not much expected after this weekend, so that's some good news. Maybe 1 to 3 inches here in northern Indiana, northern Ohio, much of Michigan coming in on close to 5 to 6 inches. Wisconsin coming in on 1 to 3, I would say, but the rest of the eastern part of the country, no snow is expected other than maybe an additional dusting for the next couple of weeks. So very good news as we're going to be thawing out. Now the western part of the country is going to be dealing with some significant snowfall for the next couple of weeks, as it has been such a quiet winter, especially out here in the Colorado Rockies. But good for the ski resorts out there. If you have any out there, get out there and enjoy those. Like I said earlier, Gonna be a fresh snowpack out there. So to recap this video, basically, as we head into this weekend, could be dealing with some significant snowfall here in the Northeast as the Clippers gonna be rolling through and bringing gusty winds up there. Upwards of 50-mile-an-hour winds could be possible. But once we move past this weekend, there could be another Clipper system rolling through. But really, I think to start off next week, it could be a little quiet here amongst much of the country. But as we head into the middle of the week, we could be dealing with a system that could be bringing a lot of flooding here to the eastern part of the country and significant snowfall to parts of Pennsylvania and New York. Western part of the country's coming in on a quiet weather pattern though, but watch as we head into the middle and end of the month right around Valentine's Day. Could be dealing with a couple major storm systems that could bring severe weather here out east and major snow out west, and a concerning storm system that could set up here in the mid-south or anywhere here in the Midwest, which could bring blizzard conditions here to the central part of the country somewhere, either the northern or southern plains. It just depends. This is well over 300 hours out, by the way, and some potential severe weather as well somewhere here from Texas up here into Indiana. So definitely be on alert for that. I'll be keeping my eye on this for y'all, so keep that in mind as this is well over 300 hours out. Do not take this seriously, but there could be a system somewhere here in the mid-south. Now, as far as the temperatures go, it's going to be still remaining chilly for much of us here out east, except for out west, where it's going to be nice and warm out here in the central part of the country, all the way up here into Montana, and really much of the western part of the country is coming in on a warming trend out there. But expect this pattern to flip as we head past this weekend, as a gradual warm-up is expected, and we're going to be finally thawing out as we head into the middle and especially the end of the month. If you live anywhere here out east, we could be coming in on maybe 1 or 2 more cold snaps, but overall I think we're going to be heading into a gradual warm-up here at the end of the month, which actually could result in an active weather pattern, which could result in some severe weather and maybe some backside blizzard conditions here in the central part of the country, like I said earlier. And as we take a look at the temperature anomalies here, this shows it real clearly, as you can see. Starting off the weekend on a below average note here out east and an above average note here out west. But watch as we head into the middle of the month. We could be flipping here as we head into close to Valentine's Day, as it's looking like we're going to be going from below average temperatures to some above average temperatures here out east, while the western part of the country is dealing with some below average temperatures. So all I'm trying to say here is that some relief is finally on the way, and we're going to finally thaw out from this major cold snap that we've been under for quite some time. So look forward to that, y'all. I'm looking forward to it too. Now, I hope y'all noticed the little social media graphic that I put up here. I did create that a couple days ago. Took a lot of time to do, and I'm really proud of it. But basically, it's in celebration of Valentine's Day, President's Day, and really Groundhog Day. So I will put the actual video with audio at the end of this video. So look forward to that. Actually, turned out really well. So again, hopefully y'all have a great weekend this weekend if you're watching this on the weekend, and I hope y'all enjoy the Super Bowl. Hopefully your team wins, whoever you're rooting for. Hopefully your team wins, and hopefully if you bet on it, hopefully you win a lot of money. But I will have a full forecast on that on X and Facebook, so stay tuned for that, of course. So basically, it's looking like we're going to be thawing out as we head into the end of the month, as we're going to be coming in on a pattern flip that's going to result in some warm temperatures, but we could be coming in on a couple storm systems that could bring severe weather and blizzard-like conditions in the central part of the country, and some major snow in the Mountain West that will be good for those ski resorts. So again, we just got to get past this weekend, and I think we're going to be out of the woods and we're going to finally thaw out, and that groundhog is going to be incorrect, hopefully. So again, like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate all of y'all for watching, and until next time, never stop forecasting.
These roses are perfect for her.
Have a lovely day, dearie.
Nice shower on Billy. And that bouquet for the cutie? Top G move. Your chariot awaits, my lady.
You didn't have to. This is so sweet.
This is perfect.
It is. I love this.
Let's go. You look absolutely stunning tonight.
Thank you. This is so romantic.
Not as romantic as you.
Wonder what he's doing. He's taking a while. Is that him?
I'm okay. These flowers are for you, my love.
These are for you, my love.
Oh my gosh, they're beautiful.
Will you marry me?
Yes. Oh, yes.
You're my everything.
Forever and always. This is so romantic, babe. Happy President's Day.
Happy President's Day, my love.
Perfect. Hold that kiss.
This is perfect, darling.
I love it here.
Hey, congratulations. What is that?
Help!
No, they have my wife. I swear I'll get her back. Hang on, I'm coming. You deserve it, Liv.
Thank you. You kicked Ria's ass, as you always do.
I vow to love you forever. My heart is yours.
And I vow to cherish you always, my love.
Only the best for you.
I love you.
I love you too.
This night is perfect with you.
Every moment with you is.
Time for our picnic.
Okay, race you. I'm so hungry.
All right, let's sit down.
Here's a sandwich for you,
Thanks,
sweetie.